What's up, Ranger Nation? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is episode 10, and it's titled Thrills and Drills. So you guys, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Alright, overall, you guys, I thought the episode was pretty good. Really good. Actually, I thought it was really good. So we see in the cyber dimension, we see Scrozzle, he's getting chewed out by Evox because, Evox is upset about all the plans being thwarted by the Rangers, him getting Steel's body, the Rangers still being around to be a thorn in his behind. So Evox is just upset. And Scrozzle is like, well, I'm the brains behind the operation. I'm not a fighter. So then we see that Scrozzle has this idea to enhance and make Blaze and Roxy better fighters. And I don't think that it's that necessarily that Blaze and Roxy are not good fighters. I think it's the fact that once Blaze and Roxy get defeated, they leave battle. So he has this thing where he has this little data chip, and his data chip, once placed on a Robotron, it can collect data of the Rangers special abilities. Zoe's Jackrabbit strength, Devin's Cheetah strength, and also Ravi's Gorilla strength. So now the whole question is, which one do we send? Do we send Blaze or do we send Roxy? So in walks Blaze and Roxy, who both want to go, but ultimately somehow Evox sends Roxy. And when it comes down to Roxy and Evox, I think Roxy is Evox's favorite as opposed to Blaze. Could be wrong, but that's just the feeling that I get, that Evox is a little bit more prone to Roxy than he is to Blaze. So then at the Riptide Gym, we see the Rangers there. They're sparring. We see Ben and Betty on a treadmill. They having fun. And then, Ben, he turns her volume up, breaks the nozzle. She falls back. The juice that she was drinking flies off, pops her, it flies into him, and it just busts open to his face. So then we also see that Ravi has a toothache. So then we also find out that Ravi has a fear of going to the dentist. I used to have a fear of going to the dentist when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, there's nothing to fear with the dentist unless they're going to pull some teeth. That's the only time I'm like, I don't know about the dentist. So then we see Commander Shaw. And Commander Shaw calls the Rangers, and she lets them know what sector of the city that Roxy is in. So, they go to intercept Roxy. So then we see Roxy. So Roxy has stolen a drill from a guy. And I'm like, wow, so that guy didn't even feel her just take his drill off of him. And she creates the Robotron, I'm thinking his name is Drilltron. So then we see the Rangers, they show up and they morph. And then, the Rangers are fighting with the Tronics, Drilltron, and with Roxy. So then, Ravi sectors out by himself, and he's fighting some Tronics, and he's fighting Roxy. But that toothache that he had, that toothache is going to be a problem for him, because he's not able to, thoroughly fight with Roxy and the Robotron, not the Robotron, Roxy and the Tronics because of that said toothache. But we do see that Ravi is helped by Zoe and Devin, who jump in to protect him, which I thought that was cool. And then, Roxy and Drilltron, they drill a hole into the ground and they just go underground. So now they're just sitting there wondering, like, why would they go underground? What are they doing underground? Like, how? My instinct would have been, since they drilled a hole into the ground, my instinct would have been, let me go underground and see what they're doing. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. Just saying. So then, after the battle, we see that Ravi has gone to the dentist with Ben and Betty. It's their family dentist. And, again, like I said before, Ravi is afraid of going to the dentist. So at the dentist's office, you see someone with a drill, and they're just going down, and that freaks Ravi out. Actually, it freaked Ben and Betty out, and then because Ben and Betty got freaked out, Ravi got freaked out and left. And then come to find out, it was somebody who was doing some electrical work around the dentist's office. I'm like, do y'all really think a dentist is gonna have a drill that big? You guys know that the dentist drills are like teeny tiny. Well, not teeny tiny, but they're very small. They drilled a little hole in my teeth when they were pulling one of my teeth. That did hurt. Like, I could feel it. And they had to ask me, sir, can you feel that? Yes, I can feel that. If my eyes buck like this, I can feel it. But we're gonna move on. All right, so we see that you know, Steele and Nate are in, you know, Great Battle Force, while Zoe and Devin are in the city looking for the Robotron in their Megazords, but they can't find anything. And then Nate was thinking, since they went underground, I wonder if they're in the storm drains. So then we see Nate. He calls you know, Robbie, and sees that Robbie is finished with his dentist appointment. We all know Robbie's finished with their dentist appointment because he ran out of the dentist's office. So he tells him, you know, I think I know where Roxy and his Robotron are. I believe they're in the storm drains. So then we see them. They go to the storm drains, and you guys remember, Nate is afraid of spiders. So once they go into the storm drains, it's covered by spider webs. And that immediately freaks Nate out. And, you know, but Steele is like, you know what, brother, I got you. And I was literally sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, just because you see spider webs, that doesn't always 100% mean that there's a spider there. 9 times out of 10 it is, but it doesn't always mean that. So then, you know, they go into the storm drains, and then as they get inside, they hear Roxy, and she's talking to Drilltron about what the plan is. So the plan is that they will drill from the ground. They're going to go try to find where Morphix Tower is. They're going to try to drain some Morphix energy, but also to intercept the Rangers and stop them from, you know, find out what they're doing. They are going to send a Giga Drone into the city so that way it can stop the Rangers while they are underground digging for Morphix energy. And, you know, Steele, Nate, and Robbie overhear this. And, you know, they call and tell the others what's going on. So now Zoe and Devin are on a lookout for a Robotron, not a Robotron, but a Gigatron. And that is when Nate, Steele, and Robbie morph and intercept, you know, Roxy. And before this, you know, there was a spider. It came down and it landed right on Nate's shoulder. And Nate freaked out for a little bit, and Nate was like, no, Nate, you have to overcome this fear. So he grabs the spider. He has it in his hand, and he puts it on the ground. I'm like, that was really quick. For someone who was petrified just a few minutes ago about going into the storm drains, he's now miraculously over his fear of spiders. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. So, yeah. So like I said, you know, Robbie, Steele, and Nate, they morph. They battle with the Tronics, Drilltron, and Roxy. So we're gonna. All right. So while Robbie was battling, he was still having his toothache, but you know, he uses his gorilla strength to, you know, overpower the Drilltron, and he absorbs some. You know, he collects some of his data. So then, you know, Zoe and Devin are still trying to find out, like, where is this Gigadrone at? You know, and then, you know, they realize, because they see some blast coming. They're like, he materialized underground. So in order to kind of, you know, combat this Drilltron, the Gigadrone that's underground, they need Robbie. But Robbie is still battling with, you know, Drilltron on the ground. He tells them, you know, guys, I'm a little bit busy right now, but once I'm free, I got you. So then we see he does defeat, you know, Drilltron, and he does go and help Devin and Zoe, and they combine the Megazord to destroy the Gigadrone. So then on the ground, you know, Nate and Steele take out the Tronics, and Roxy, she leaves in battle. And again, that's what I'm saying. The problem with Blaze and Roxy is the fact that they leave battle, not necessarily the fact that they can't fight. So, you know, Robbie, he was still in, you know, pain from his teeth, but he finally goes to the dentist's office because of Nate, you know, facing his fear of the spiders. So then we see Roxy, she goes back to the cyber dimension with the Gorilla Beast energy. And, you know, Scrozzle is saying that they need more, like they need the Jackrabbit and the Cheetah. And because she wants, you know, to have the, you know, the energy placed into her. And then we see Blaze come in. And Blaze is like, you know, we need more. So I'm like, uh-oh, we see a battle that's about to brew between, well, a competition that's about to brew between, not Scrozzle, but Blaze and Roxy. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. Are you guys looking forward to it? Like, let me know. And I know a lot of my subscribers have already saw the second half of this season, so let's have conversations about the episodes as they come. Like, we'll talk about it as they come. So lastly, we see Robbie. He leaves the dentist, and, you know, he thanks Nate because Nate is the reason that he went to the dentist. And then he pulls out a rubber spider, and Nate starts to freak out. And he's like, I'm not afraid of spiders anymore. And that's where the episode ended, you guys. So overall, this week's episode was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about it. So be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so that you'll know when I drop something. And I will see you guys later. Peace.